Hey, what's up, Tattoo Crew? Hopefully everybody's having a really good day. As promised, this is gonna be about my second prison sentence I went to do. It was the longest of all three of them. Yeah, the longest of all three of them. So, and if you hear my son in the background playing with your one of your favorites, my wife back there, they're having a good time. Oh, Bubs. So, it all started actually in 2016. I got put on probation, and it was really like the first time like I was like, man, I really want to get clean, and I really want a shot at it because I got initially. So I was doing a lot of burglaries from targets, and they end up getting loss prevention and end up getting like a profile on me. So like if you ever steal from like any places, like nowadays, like though loss prevention will get like a facial recognition on you and stuff. Like I go into Target nowadays and they'll follow me and stuff. I've shown my wife before. It's pretty funny. And still to this day I won't even do nothing. So they had built a case on me and issued warrants out for my arrest, but I was still like just cruising around. I got pulled over heading out to Pahrump to so my family lives in my mom and dad lived in a town that's like 45 minutes away from Vegas. So I was going to visit them and I got pulled over, and they're like, "Oh man, you have like it was like 53 felony warrants out for your arrest." I was like, "Oh shoot." Not good. So they take me to the county jail there, and I get extradited back to Vegas and start fighting my case. And at that time, I got on the phone with the public defender that's representing me, and she's like, "So they want to offer you right now they want to give you the Habitual Offender Act," and that's sort of why I started getting my name, because they offered me that twice and I fought it down. And for habitual offenders, somebody that's doing the same crimes over and over again, thefts, burglaries, and I was doing that. And they offered me a 5 to 15 in the very beginning, 5 to 15 years in the gap, and I would end up doing at least 10 on that. So I was like, "Listen, like, you know, let's beat this down." She's like, "We can beat it down and everything, but that's the first offer on the table." I was like, let's try to get me into a rehab. Like, I really need that. I haven't done anything. Like, I tried drug court before, but I didn't have my heart into it. And she's like, "All right." So I sat there and fought, and ended up getting sentenced to a 2 to 5 class. I think it was a class B felony burglary. So I'll explain more of that on it. So like I only had time coming off my back number. I had to do the 2 years no matter what. So nothing was coming off my front number. So it was a class B felony, but it was probationable, and I had a 90-day inpatient program that I had to do. So I had to sit in county jail waiting for my 90-day inpatient program. I sat in Clark County Jail for about 10 months, almost a year, 10 months waiting for this inpatient program. Went in there, completed it and everything. As soon as I got out, started running amok again. I don't know, I was clean for like over a year, but just started doing the same dumb stuff. I have a real problem with, like, I don't know, probation officers, parole officers. I don't like anybody telling me, like, you know, I'm a grown-ass man. You're not going to tell me I have a curfew. You're not going to tell me this, that. So I absconded, and that's what I do. I abscond, and catch me if you can. Elbows and assholes. That's my motto. Catch me if you can. And they do eventually. So, like I said, they pulled me. What happened at this time is, and this was the worst. So I actually was on absconded for like 2.5 years almost. It was a long time. I made all the way to 2019, and I was out for 2 years because I spent a year in county jail. My grandfather had just passed away. My mom's dad, and we were really close. He had just passed away. I had helped I was helping them and everything, but so I was out with my parents in Pahrump, and I helped them move out there, and they were like, "You need to stay and, you know, just lay low." So one day, my dad ends up having a major heart attack, and give him CPR and everything like that. Cops come into Nye County and they run my name, take my dad to the hospital. They see that I have a warrant. My dad passes away, long story short. I go to prison. So my mom loses a husband, actually lost her father, then a husband and her son in a matter of 3 months. And her husband and her son gone in a day. It was really shitty. I didn't get to mourn the right way and stuff. It was really tough. So I head up to High Desert again, go through the fish tank again. This was an interesting one. So like, I had a really cool, actually, celly this time. He was a little ONS kid, and if anybody doesn't know what ONS is, it's outlaw Nazi skinheads. And but he was really cool. He's just a little pit bull, like little shaped kid. His name was Kenny. This guy was just a little pit bull, man, like 5'6", maybe 5'5", and just stout. But I'm not racist or anything like that. But this kid used to wake me up, like he'd be on the top bunk and he'd wake up and everybody calls me JC on the yard. That's my handle on the yard is JC. Nobody knows me by Josh or anything. It's JC. So he'd look under the bed and every morning, JC, it's white power workout hour. And I'm like, oh my gosh. But I'd work out with him and he's just very interesting stories. He led an interesting life. He was from the Inland Empire. He had a big IE tattooed on the back of his head and stuff. Like Swazi's right here and stuff. Just a crazy kid, man. But put in a lot of work, man. It was very interesting. So it was funny. Ended up getting sent to camp again. So I went to a fire camp again and was kicking it for like about a year there and got to go to like really I did like 3 California fires, and that's where I rode in the Chinook helicopter and got like lifted up, and it was really fun. There was an article in the Las Vegas Review Journal. It's a big newspaper, the main newspaper in Las Vegas, about our fire crew putting in work in California. We did like a 48-hour shift. You're only supposed to do 24 hours and have 24 hours off. We did a straight 48 hours. Like, we did a lot. I mean, we're working with hot shots. It was really cool. I enjoyed that. Had a big tanker plane dump like a bunch of retardant on us. That was like, we're covered in pink fire retardant. It was crazy. A lot of cool stories. So I did that, and then I had the opportunity to go to Casa Grande again. And this is the time that I did not successfully complete Casa Grande. I went there 3 times, completed it twice, and like paroled from there. This time I was there for a month. I didn't even get to go out to look for a job, man. And I got caught smoking heroin in the bathroom and got sent back to the yard. It was very short-lived. And at that point, I had like a case of the fuck-its, man. So I got sent back to, it's called Southern Desert Correctional Institution. It's not a prison, it's a correctional institution. So it's a medium facility. But it still has like level 3 and everything. Like it's crazy. So they call it the hallways. So it's really cool it's weird how it's set up. So it's all single story. You have like a rotunda. Like there's 8 units like this. They have a rotunda in the middle, and then 3 wings off this rotunda, and it's separated by this big metal gate that's on like a tracker and closes up. And there's 32 rooms, 16 on each side, and they're just called the hallways, and very thin. There's no tables, so you can, like, if you go on like tier time or whatever and you go out there, it's just a hallway with 3 phones, some showers, and like no tables. You're just walking up and down, and like mostly people just go in like other people's rooms and like get tatted up, or like are smoke. A big thing at that time was smoking the K2, the spice, and that's still a really big thing up there. So people are spiced out all the time. A lot of meth. Yeah, and then just running amok. So I was smoking spice up there and everything, of course. And I ended up getting a porter job, and it was really cool. So I'm kicking it and everything, and I was like, all right, so 6 months of this, and I can go back to camp and finish my sentence. I was like, all right, that's fine. So all of a sudden, my buddy, a 50 paper comes in, and a 50 paper is what we call a little, $50 worth of meth. So he's like, you want to do a bump with me? I'm like, yeah, let's do a bump, man. I did that, and no more 4 days later, all the porters are getting a UA. We're getting piss tested. I was like, oh crap. And I thought I just did a little bit. 4 days, it's probably gonna be out of my system. Whatever. So we keep carrying on and everything, and all of a sudden, that's when freaking COVID starts hitting, man. And I'm like, whoa. So COVID hits and I was locked down with COVID, and it was insane, man. Like, it was scary. We were locked down a lot, and then when you start hearing about cases on the yard, and you're like, the only people that can bring it in are the guards and stuff. So, you know, like, and then we start hearing about the first, you know, few cases, and then there's a bunch of cases, and then the first death from it, and it started getting scary. And they started handing out masks and stuff, and we're like, whoa, this is getting real serious. And you're watching TV, and I'm from Vegas, and you see Vegas shut down, man. It was a trip. So we were locked down a lot, and then they started letting loose and started getting with the program, because I mean, you have to, like, you can't just keep people in cells. It can't happen. You know, you have to have them showers and everything like that. So they started getting with the program, and they started moving people again, started getting them to camps and stuff. And I was like, oh man, I can go to camp. I go to the caseworker, and mind you, it takes a while to get your results back, but I guess during COVID it takes even longer to get your results back. So I thought I was clean because I hadn't heard anything. So I went to the caseworker. I'm like, hey, I want to go to camp, and she's like, well, you got a dirty drug test. You can't even level up if you wanted to here. I'm like, ah. So I got stuck in level 3, and level 3 at Southern Desert was a mess, man. There's a stabbing every other day probably. I've seen some really vicious beatdowns. I saw the worst one, and I was locked down there. So they started only doing, like, usually they let everybody in the hallway out. They started doing like when they were starting getting like the regulations, started doing like 4 cells at a time, and then 8, and then they did a whole side, and that's where they stopped. So it was 16 cells, and then they do another 16 cells. But there's this one kid that came out one day, man, and he was a blood. And I guess he was just fed up. I don't know how he's getting treated or anything, but he like renounced being a blood in a sense, and like started like banging on everybody that was a blood and said, F you guys, F that. Not a good idea, man. I've never seen, and it was right in front of my door, and these guys came with broomsticks. A lot of them had bangers. He got, I mean, I heard that he lived, but he's not living, like, he's still, I guarantee to this day, he's not living comfortably. Like, I know his jaw was broken. I know he had ribs broken. He was stabbed very many times. It was horrible. He was stomped out, and like they just kept going. And like I said, I don't know how he made it. It was horrendous. I've never seen something so crazy in my life, but just something you don't do. You know, like, he should have known that. I guess he just didn't want to swallow his pride, and he got what he had coming. And it's just crazy. Like, there's so much of that. Like, I've seen, like, I'm really glad, because at one point it did, like, it made me, like, when I first come out, I'm very bitter about a lot of things, but it didn't change me. There's people that just, they're stuck in their ways, and they're stuck with that mentality. Like, I still have to catch myself every now and then. You just get, I mean, you see so many things, and you see the way you act there, and there is a way you act there. Like, I mean, and I don't mean to say it, but I think people on the out should act in a certain way like that. It's just, like, there's things you don't do, man. Like, words you don't say, respect you give to another person. Like, and there's too many people run their mouth without backing it up. Like I said, if especially young people nowadays, man, if you're going to run your mouth, man, expect to catch a fade. And I mean, it's like, expect to fight. And there's too many people that, like, when a fight happens, man, they think it's the end of the world. Like, you need to take an ass whooping nowadays. I've taken plenty of ass whoopings. I'm not going to be there and be like, I won every fight, man. I've put down, and I've laid mofos out for sure. But I've gotten my ass handed to me for sure, too. So anybody, if you ever hear anybody, man, unless they're a UFC fighter, and even UFC fighters get their ass handed to them, anybody that says, oh, I've never been knocked out, they're fake, and they've not been in fights. Or they gang up on somebody, they're fake. There's nobody out there that's never been knocked out. Even the best has been knocked out, unless you're just, I mean, at least you're just a beast. I mean, it's just what it is. Somebody's gonna have your number someday, and you're not that good unless you're just training all the time. And it's just too many people are scared to take a licking, man. Like I said, there's so many young bucks, man. They'll run their mouth, man. But and that's what pissed me off. And I'll tell you about my next sentence when I was working at Buffalo Wild Wings and met my wife. These young bucks, man, run their mouth, man. I told them countless, let's go back out back and catch this fade. And I've been turned down so many times. And like I said, nobody's gonna die, and I guarantee we're better off after that. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna stomp you out till you're dead or anything, or you can unalived or something, But just too many people are they just can't handle that nowadays, man. Watch what you say. If you're gonna say something, there's gonna be people that are wanting to back it up, man, and don't be like, oh man, I'll sue you, this and that, man. Don't lay a hand on me. Too many pansies nowadays out here, man. Straight up. Not raising my kid like that, man. But anyways, I ended up having to finish my sentence in level 3 during COVID. It was just crazy. It was nuts. Like, there was always something happening. It made me respect the system much more, because I mean, high desert was one thing, but I was around more lifers and more people that were never gonna hit the streets again, man. And like, at least I know I held my head high, and like I said, like, I can walk on that yard, and I went back to that yard on a parole violation, and like I said, there's people that know me, and like, there's like, what's up, JC, you're back, it sucks, but I have respect from lifers and stuff like that. So I mean, it's what it is. Like, I don't like holding my hat on that, but at least I know if I do go back there, I can walk the line and main line and have my head held high, man. I've never tipped up, and by that I mean I've never joined any gang affiliation. I don't do none of that. I just walk as a white boy, man. It's what it is. I'm always there. I'm there for my race if ever any BS happens and stuff. But I don't go looking for trouble, man. I keep my nose clean. I work out. I might, party and stuff and everything, but I'll take my write-ups. I don't involve anybody. I've gotten my write-ups. I don't carry a banger around. I've never carried a banger around. By that I mean a blade. I've never ratted on anybody. I've never run my mouth. My PSI is clean, and I hold my head high on that. But that's just a little bit about my second sentence. It was long, but I mean, it was just crazy. There's a lot of stuff that's more into it. I don't know. There's a lot of stories, and I'll start telling some good ones and stuff. I just want to tell you what I did for my second sentence and why I went up there. It was just really hard because I lost my dad, and that really messed me up. I still never really but at least the best thing is I got to be there. For the longest time, me and my dad didn't have a great relationship, and then when I got older, we put that aside. So the last 5 years of his life, we were really tight, and at least I know, his last moments, my eyes were what he saw, because I was giving him CPR. I was telling him to hang on, but I was there. So I have the peace of mind. He knows that I was there, and I was trying to do everything I could to save that man's life, and I love him and I miss him. But, I'm getting better with it day by day. I still miss him to death, though, for sure. For sure. I really wish he got to see his grandson. He would have a kick out of him. And just little things like that, But that's that story. The next sentence is when me and my wife met, and that's the funnest one. And I'll tell that story coming up and everything. I have some more stories about Jacob coming up and everything. And I just appreciate everything from you guys very much. And hopefully see you guys today at the live stream. Peace.